Hey everybody, I'm the Great Ninja Dan, and I just wanted to chime in with my 2 cents on this whole Destiny 2 community thing, and all the Destiny's dying and all that stuff. Well, this is gonna be not scripted or anything, so I'm just going off the top of my head here, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some PvP control and just give my thoughts. So yeah. So I forgot that hardware is going on right now, so I'm gonna be playing that. But yeah. So my general thoughts on all of this is straight up, a lot of the community just really, I don't want to say forgot to have fun, but I don't know what else to say at this point. You guys forgot to have fun. Forgot how to have fun, mind you. But okay, look. So many people are concerned with things like the meta, or what's the strongest, or how I'm gonna get stuff done a specific way, that it turns into a situation where you're not just playing the game to have fun anymore, you're playing the game to win. You want to be better than everybody else, you want to be the one that has the highest score on the leaderboard, you want to be the guy that just does the most. And to me, I think that's really silly, because what do you get out of that? It just makes it frustrating. It makes it a chore. You have to figure out exactly how to play the game and all this stuff, instead of just playing the game and having fun. And there's so many things that, like, I understand, don't get me wrong. There's a bunch of stuff that's frustrating about the game. There's things that people wish were better, or in like better, what's the word? Like, okay, here's an example. PvP. Everybody's really upset that the meta's been the way it is for so long, and there's no new maps after so long, and they took away maps and all this stuff. Like, I get it, I get the frustrations, but also most of, if not all of, the main PvP community agrees that this is some of the best gunplay we've ever had in any FPS ever. And if you don't agree with that, I mean, that's your opinion, whatever. But so much of us still agree on that. The thing is, there's tons of stuff that you can still do to have fun with PvP. And I know people just want to jump into sixes, they want to have fun, they want to just do mindless gaming, basically. They don't want to worry about skill-based matchmaking. A lot of the people, they don't want to worry about having to deal with these harsh metas where if you don't pick the right loadout, you're gonna lose, and all this stuff. I get that. But I've never played an FPS where that wasn't the case. There's always been super harsh metas in like every game I've ever played that's a first-person shooter. And there's always been people that are like gonna destroy me. I'm not like the best player ever. Ah, damn. As you can tell. But it's just like, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna win every match. You're not the best player in the game. You know what I mean? Like, some people are that, but also they're still winning this whole time. And I know they get frustrated too, but also, like, that's just normal, whatever. Like, I get it. But there's too much emphasis on trying to be the best, in my opinion, when it comes to the community. And also, more often than not, there's too much of this, I don't want people to be better than me, which is even more frustrating than anything. I forgot that doesn't do the wave without like all the ammo or whatever. But there's too much of this not wanting to teach people how to do things, demeaning people because they don't know how to do things. Like, geez, man, like, just help each other out to learn how to play the game. That way we can play the game together. Like, and also that's the other thing too. Like, people don't want to come out and be like, hey, I don't know how to do this. And that's the other thing that's really frustrating to me, because if you don't know how to do something, just say you don't know how to do something. That's cool. That's fine. If you're not good at PvP, say you're not good at PvP. You want to learn. Like, it's all well and good, but as soon as you're like, oh well, it's the game that's bad because I'm losing all the time, it's like, no, that's no, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. And I know it sounds elitist and all that stuff, but it's just like, to some people, like 100% you're losing because the RNG of teammates and stuff has like screwed you over. I get that. But when it's like people have had like 0.1 KDs for like the past 4 years, it's not because the meta is too strong and stuff. I'm sorry. It's because you haven't learned how to play the game, and that's fine. You don't need to like know how to play the game like 100%. You can still just play the game, but know that you're probably not going to win matches. Simple as that. But same thing goes for PvE. If you don't learn how to do the raids and stuff, you're not going to have a fun time doing the raids and stuff. They're going to be difficult. They're going to be hard. The mechanics are going to be too much for you. That's literally any game ever. You have to learn how to play the game and get good at the game. But again, like I'm saying, there's so many people that are just like offended by the thought that they might be bad at something. And it's just like very silly to me because... Ooh, you got me. It's silly to me because you have... There's so much good content in this game. Like, still. All of the raids are still fun with friends. All of the raids are still like... Ah, he's floating. He's floating. all of the dungeons are great. Even though there's some that are worse than others for sure. And some of them are like more difficult and all that. But like the lore is really cool. Was I not hitting that guy at all? That's crazy. Oh, excuse me. I just wanted to grab this. But yeah, there's just a bunch of cool stuff in this game. Oh wow, I can't believe that happened. And it irks me when people, like currently right now, people will be like, there's nothing to do in this game. And it's like, there's like 10 years of content to do in this game, man. There's no way that there's nothing to do in this game. It's just, I guess you've done it all before, which is understandable. This game's been out for a long time. But when someone new shows up and they're like, hey, what should I do? How do I do this? This game looks fun. I want to play. And then you come out and say, oh, just don't bother. There's nothing to do. This game sucks. It's so bad. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, sorry, but I would love if somebody was like, hey, I really want to play this game. Like, oh, what DLCs do you have? Do you have any of the DLCs? If not, here's the ones I recommend because the campaigns were really fun. And I would love to play them with you because I like the game, because it's really fun. And you should check out these skills and stuff. Like, yes, you need to buy certain things and stuff. And I get that this all together can cost a pretty penny. I understand that. That's a different scenario, which I'll get to. But there's just so many things in this game that are great. Like all the way, even with like not having some of the old DLCs, which in my opinion, sorry, don't really matter anymore. I know people are going to be so mad hearing me say that, like, oh, you don't even need to play Forsaken because Forsaken is literally just a story of how Cade died and we killed his killers, period. That's the entire story. Nothing else really happened in Forsaken. But, which, yes, I know other stuff happened in Forsaken, but it's not important anymore. That's my point. All you need to know is that Cade died there. But, oh my god. Anyway, that's besides the point. There's so much stuff that's still fun in this game. Shadowkeep, a lot of people will say isn't the greatest, but it's still pretty fun. It still has a lot of stuff that's really fun. A lot of the content in there is great. Even the dungeon's really fun. If you haven't ever done it before, it's fun to be taught that dungeon and play that dungeon with friends. And like I said, it's just so many people concerned about, like, I'm 516 here. I play like maybe an hour or two a day, sometimes not at all a day, and I still have like months of time to play to get to 550. And everybody was so concerned about hitting 450 within the first like day or two because they wanted tier 5 gear as fast as possible. because what, you're gonna day one raid? Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Like, come on. Like, yes, there are people that were gonna day one raid and they were gonna try out their hardest to get to world first, and they were gonna do everything they could and all that stuff. And yes, there's still the people that are gonna do the raid within the first 48 hours or whatever the case. I get it. But at the same time, tier 3s are just as good as old adepts. If you can't use tier 3s to do content, then tier 5s aren't gonna help you. Sorry. And that's, again, I know it sounds elitist, but seriously, like the way the stats are now and everything, 70 is the old tier 10 and all that stuff. Like, come on. Tier 3s are way more than good enough. I get the whole, well, tier 5s are the only thing that matters and all. Like, I get it. But you could still do almost all the content with tier 3s or even tier 1s. I know people that are using old gear still, and they're still doing dungeons and raids and all that. Anyway, back to what I was saying about the community. It's just become so toxic as of late that it's really hard to just have fun doing stuff and then talking about it. And I'm not saying it's hard to have fun, because I'm having fun right now. I won the match even though I didn't do the best. Like, let's see, I only got 22 opponents defeated. That's not that great for me. Mind you, I'm using a 180 hand cannon and a slug shotgun, but still, I'm still having fun. Like, it's still fun to just play around in PvP. But there's so much, like I said, emphasis on, like, I need to be the top scorer. I need to be the sweatiest I can ever be. But also, I will never use the meta, because how dare people use meta weapons? And it's like, come on, bro. Like, it's a video game. Almost cussed. Have I cussed? I don't even know. But it's a video game, dude. Like, just use the meta. Don't use the meta, whatever. But if you're gonna complain about the meta really hard while not even touching the meta because, oh, it would be too easy for me to win with the meta, it's like, how do you know? You're not even using the meta. Just try it out. If you can't win, then maybe there's something else that's wrong. But also, if you're using the meta and you're gloating that you're so good at the game, it's also kind of like, okay, bro, well, you're using the meta. Like, what do you expect? But that's my point. It's always this, like, I need to put people down. I need to show people that I'm better than them. And it's like, for what, man? Like, just, can't you just be like, hey, everybody, good game. Everybody had a good game today. Thanks for joining in and playing with me. What happened to that? What happened to playing with friends? What happened to asking people, hey, do you guys want to just run a raid with, like, random gear or whatever? Like, we don't have to sweat it out. Like, let's see if we could do it for fun. Let's see if we can have fun. And I know there's gonna be people that are like, well, winning is fun for me. It's like, yeah, bro, it's fun for everybody. Everybody loves winning. Winning's great. But have you ever tried doing something else? Have you ever tried just playing? Have you ever tried just, you know, poking the hoop with a stick? You know what I mean? Like, we used to, like, draw on chalkboards and stuff as kids, like, and now we're concerned with being the #1 all-time high scorer of what, Crota's End? Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know. There's so much that can be done. There's so much that can be fixed. I understand. I get it. I'm not the biggest fan of the portal either. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird to see this in a game that I've seen this for so long. Not this. This was the screen where you press start. This showed up. Now it's this. I get it. This is jarring. This is strange. This is nobody. I don't know anybody that uses this little side thing. I know what it's there for because I can read and I know things. But that's the other thing. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. So many people I've heard from so far that are like, they don't tell you anywhere or anything about this. And yes, they do. It's on the screen. But you don't want to read it because it's frustrating, because why should I have to read it? I've played this game for 10 years. I should know. But people don't seem to understand that when Edge of Fate happened, it was like a weird soft reset of literally the entire game. And I think people were just like, oh well, it's just another DLC and they're changing a couple things, but it's like, no, they literally changed the game. New stats, new armor stuff, new like everything. There's like hunters run faster than everybody, or at least they're supposed to. Warlocks have more ability uptime, at least grenades. Titans punch harder and they can like call people towards them with their barricades and stuff. Like, they're putting more and more into like classes and things, but people are like, well, I'm just gonna put on my one meta build that I've used, and then oh no, my meta build isn't working anymore because they changed stuff around. Arg, I hate it. And it's like, okay, well, like, not to be rude or anything, but we should have known that with the change everything was going to change, not just some new menus and stuff. It was going to change the entire game. But also the other thing is, I kind of foresaw it, and I guess a lot of people didn't, is this was going to be the big game update DLC, and the next DLC is supposed to be the here comes some content and stuff DLC. And I think people didn't realize that there was going to be this reset, essentially. Like, you had to start from fresh and all that. They wanted it to just be oh well, sorry buddy. They wanted it to be a I'm starting from whatever level I'm at. Like, I am the conqueror of grandmasters and stuff. I am the guy that has all the adepts and stuff. I'm that guy that's on top. And it's like, well, everything's changing, so you're gonna be at the bottom with everybody else. Which I didn't want that either, just saying. Like, I get it, it's nobody wanted that, but it was stated pretty clearly that that was gonna happen. And I think that's the thing, is people were like, well, I don't want it. And it's like, okay, well, it's happening whether we want it or not, so you can't be mad after the fact, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the thing that like bothers me. I guess, you know, you can be mad after the fact or whatever, like, don't yell at me, but you had to have known that your build might have not been good anymore if everything was changing. And yeah, I get the whole like, well, I have to grind all the way, and it's like, well, you kind of only have to grind to 200-ish, 300 maybe, to start getting like pretty decent stuff, like that's equivalent to like old really good builds and whatnot. So I don't know, that's my thoughts on like the gist of it. Excuse me. But I guess there's also just like this, I like having fun, you know, like, and I think that's, like I said, so many of us just don't want to just have fun anymore, because fun for us isn't just playing games with friends anymore. We all expect like more than that now, and it's just this, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too is a common phrase that people say, where it's like there's so much. Where did everybody go? Was there not two guys in front of me there? That tripped me up really bad. Sorry, I keep getting off track with stuff, but like I said, this isn't scripted. I'm just going off the top of my head. So, but yeah, there's just this whole like, I don't even know. Like, everybody has a concept of what this game should be, but nobody can say what it actually should be. And people are like, well, I like the old versions of the game, and it's like everybody was complaining back then too. So what is it? Do you want change or do you want no change? Like, you have to pick one. You can't just expect change and then when a bunch of things get changed, get mad that everything got changed. Like, you have to be okay with it. You have to be okay with it. And I know it's one of those things like, well, I'm not being rewarded for my time, and I'm not being told that these things are gonna happen like when I should be told, and they're not telling me like how I should fix stuff, and they're not saying that things are gonna change in such a drastic way, like, and it's like, well, a lot of this stuff is mentioned, but it's either mentioned like offhand, or it's in like a random video log, or it's just in the twid and then people don't hear about it because they don't want to read the twid because they're like, oh, here's another nothing twid, and it's like, oh, they actually mentioned like some drastic changes that are gonna happen in this one. Like, I'm the best in the game, but there's just so much, guys, that like you guys complain about so much. And there's a lot of the complaints, like, I understand they're frustrating, things are frustrating, and not just, I'm not talking about Destiny here, I'm talking about in general. Like, the world is in shambles, you know, and it's just like everything is so, making everybody so tired all the time. People are getting fired from literally every job, even though they're necessary. Like, government's currently shut down, I think. Still, I'm trying to keep up with all the news, but with all that being said, it's like, don't forget to just have fun, man. Like, something that I bring up to people sometimes, and like, I know they a lot of people don't like PvP and they want to shy away from PvP, and this is going to be like a big shout out to one of my friends, great guy, Ill Physics. He runs a PvP, he runs like a PvP thing. My mind's a little out of place right now, but basically he invites everybody for private matches, basically in his Discord. He has it's called Labs. He calls it Labs. I'm one of his moderators, by the way, for his Twitch chat. But oh my goodness, everybody's over there. But yeah, he runs Labs, and he has like their community scrimmages is I keep doing that. Their community scrimmages, which is basically just private matches, PvP private matches. And the way it works is you join the Discord and you hang out and you learn how to play PvP, and there's levels to it. There's 1s, 2s, and 3s. There's people that don't really know how to play the game, that want to learn. There's people that have played the game that aren't the best and they need like a level up on their skill. And then there's the people that have been playing this game for years and they go flawless all the time and all that stuff. And this is just the gist of it. This isn't exactly 100% like how Labs works. If you want to check it out, shout out again, Ill Physics. You can look him up. Great guy, great community. His community is great. But yeah, there's things like that where it's private matches with cool people that want to help you learn. You ask questions and they'll give you answers. And that's the type of stuff that I think there needs to be way more of now, because when somebody will chime in and be like, I really want to know the raid. Can someone teach me the raid? A lot of people will be like, it's boring. It sucks. There's no point in doing it because the loot's bad. I don't want to teach it and stuff. And it's like, why not? Like this person didn't even ask about the loot. This person didn't even ask about anything. They just said, hey, can you show me this raid, please? And then first thing you do is say, no, it's not worth it to you. It's like, how do you know? You don't even know what they want. You're just assuming for them that they don't want to do it. And that's the thing. Like, take them through the raid, and if they're disappointed by it, they can tell you they're disappointed. And then you can agree because you're so disappointed. And that's the thing that's been missing from the community for so long, is community. And it frustrates me to no end that people will just go out of their way to be toxic for no reason other than to just be toxic. And that's why I'm making this video, because I'm just so tired of everybody being toxic all the time. Yeah. When it comes to fixing the game and stuff, I actually do trust in Bungie that they're trying their best to make this game good. We've had so much fun with it for all these years already, and I still invite people to play this game because I still have fun. And if people haven't played the DLCs, I'm definitely down to play with them. All of the DLCs. I enjoyed pretty much all of them. There's a couple of like story hit or miss things there, but there's things that have been in all the DLCs that I have thoroughly enjoyed. And that's the thing. If somebody else wants to experience all the fun I had, I want to show them the fun I had. Yeah, Red War, Forsaken, all that. Oh my god, we can't play that anymore. Oh my god, that sucks that we can't play that anymore. I get it. There's still a bunch of stuff that we can play, and there's still a bunch of fun to be had with new people that don't know what they're doing, that want to learn. It's just so hard to talk about this game now without getting shot down, being told it's dead, having someone complain to you that it's not fun anymore because the game needs to be played a specific way now, and it does not. Like, look, I'm not using the meta right now. I am not using any form of meta right now in PvP, and I'm having lots of fun. Why? Because I'm not using the meta. If I get a single kill with this non-meta loadout that I'm using, I know I'm doing pretty well, in my opinion. Everybody can come in and tell me all they want. Oh, well, your KD is below mine. And it's like, okay, bro, you sit in the back of the map with a scout rifle and all you do is pick people off, and you leave matches consistently to where you aren't affected by the KD like that. Like, okay, buddy, and mine's lower than yours. I stay in every map. I don't leave maps because, oh, this map's unfun. I put on a different loadout and I try my best. I'm not gonna sit and cry because, oh, well, this map doesn't fit with my loadout. And it's like, bro, I have like 90 loadouts. What do you mean? And yeah, I get it. Like, well, I don't have fun with those loadouts and stuff. Like, okay, you have to have fun every match. You better be winning every single match, and if you're not winning, then it's because you're doing something wrong, in my opinion. Oh, well, oh, shit. Oh, gotcha. I shouldn't have pushed there, but yeah, it's like, come on. And I know, yes, everybody's gonna get mad at me and be like, well, this meta was the best meta, or this meta was the worst meta, and they should have never put these guns in the game, and how dare they try to innovate, and nobody ever asked for any of this, and they took my favorite map out, and how dare they do all these things to try to fix it after the fact and mess up and slip and not do everything perfectly. And it's like, okay, well, first off, we all know that, you know, Parsons was a big issue. We all know that. And that's the other thing. I know this rant is really long, but just stick with me. That's the other thing. People constantly are like, oh, well, the devs are ruining the game. And it's like, bro, you telling me you go to your job and your manager just lets you do whatever you want and it doesn't tell you to do anything, and when you have a great idea and you tell them, hey, I think this could help, and your manager is just going to be like, oh yeah, let's do that. Come on, bro. Like, you know, it's not the devs' fault. The devs want this game to work. They want to do things to make you have fun because they love this game too. So many of the devs were fans of the game, and then they started to work on the game, and then their bosses told them, I know more than you. And even though everybody agrees that the devs know more than the leadership at this point, it's still under leadership to tell the devs, well, what I say goes. And that's the thing that, like, too many people seem to not understand. Like, I don't know how they don't understand, but literally, ain't no bagging, brother. Oh, I missed. Got him. But yeah, that seems to be something that just so many people don't understand, is that there is never a scenario in which someone who works on something wants it to fail on purpose. Like, that's just the silliest shit I've ever heard. Like, why would they want it to fail? That doesn't even make sense. And then on top of that, when they do stuff to help the game, it's not celebrated because, well, they should have done that in the first place. And it's like, okay, dude, like, how were they supposed to when one, they're being told they can't, and then two, everybody won't stop fucking complaining about everything? Like, there's a way to complain, and here's how you do it. Don't play. If you don't like it, don't play. But constantly being like, well, if they didn't ruin the game, I would have stayed, and they're still ruining it. And it's like, bro, you left. Go ahead and stay out. Go ahead and stay out. You don't have to play this game. You don't have to fucking say a damn word. Like, please shut the fuck up, actually, because everybody's tired of hearing from you. What the fuck? I'm behind a wall, aren't I? But everybody's tired of hearing you complain about this and that, and they ruined this, and that my favorite mode is bad. And like, we get it, bro. Everything sucks in this game because you hate it, and your word is law. You know better than everybody else because you have 19,000 hours in this game, even though, you know, you have like 0 raid completions and you have like all this stuff. Like, come on. And that's not to say if you have all that stuff that your word means more than someone else's, but still, it's just one of those things that, like, there's so many people that don't even play the game, haven't played the game in years, and they're like, I said it before, the game's dead. And it's like, bro, shut up. Like, just go away. Like, we get it. You don't have fun anymore. Like, you don't have to fucking say anything about it. For what? Why are you saying it? Why are you making a fucking 20-minute video about how the game died years ago and it broke your heart that it died, and you have to come up and tell everybody that you can't have fun anymore with your friends in this game, even though you're not trying to have fun, you're trying to win? And like, come on. And then when all your friends are like, oh man, I actually had fun today in the game, you'll be like, well, I could never because it's just so bad. And it's like, okay, dude, like, all your friends are saying they had fun, and you're gonna say that you can't have fun because it's so bad that all your friends are able to have fun but you can't? That's how bad it is. That doesn't even make sense. You're just holding on to the negativity because if you agree that you had some fun, people are gonna call you out and say shit about you, which that's kind of like what you chose to do, bro. Like, sorry, like, unfortunate. And that's the thing too. It's like, right now I'm throwing my weight into the ring, or I'm throwing my whatever into the ring, because I'm tired of people doing that. Like, call me whatever you want, go ahead. I still like to play this game. The game's really fun to me. There's so much stuff that I do that, like, people aren't willing to do because not meta, not fun, bad, whatever. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta try to do something different than use the same one loadout every once in a while. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's making you turned off from the game, is you want to use the one thing that you think works and might not even be the meta. It's just like fun for you. That one thing is fun for you. There's gotta be more than one thing that's fun for you in this game. Like, come on. And also, there's other stuff too that I will talk about, like when people say they don't have time to do things. I totally understand that. There is a grind to this game, but that's the unfortunate reality, is that there's so many games that are super grindy like this that you won't be able to really play much, and that's just it, the way the world works, unfortunately. And it sucks because, like, I wish you had time for this game personally. Like, I would love if you had time for this game. Maybe we could play a story or something together, but damn, fucking got him. But yeah, there's just, I don't know why I just left this axe on. Yo, quick fang. That's pretty solid. I should put a different weapon on, huh? What other weapons I even got? Yeah, I'll just use truth, whatever. But yeah, there's like, there's a bunch of reasons why you can be like, well, I don't have time to do this, and it's really frustrating and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, I understand. Understandable. Valid statements. But also, there's just like so much, there's just so much going on in the world in general that it's like, you can't expect a game like this that's technically a looter shooter, somewhat of like a weird MMO, not really but kinda, and Also, just like an FPS in general, you can't expect it to fully like commit to you personally, you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much they can do to make this game playable for like everybody, quote unquote. Oh, he was behind me. But, and like I said, you can get mad at me all you want, but if you don't have time for the game and the game's too much of a grind, it's unfortunately not gonna get that much less grindier, even with all the stuff that they're doing to update things. Which, to be said, they're doing a lot to make the grind a lot less like horrible, I guess, because which everybody deemed it super terrible, which, like I said, I only played a couple of hours a day for like this entire time up until now, and I'm already like 500 something. So if you just played a couple of hours a day, like I know people that are hitting like 450 right now, or like they're hitting like even like 350 right now because they took like a month off and they're barely coming back and they're starting again. Like, you didn't have to day one tier 5 everything. You didn't. And even me having all these tier 5s, I don't even pay attention to my stats for the most part. You don't need all this stuff. You don't. You just don't. And you can tell me all you want that you do. I will not agree with you. You do not need all these tier 5s to do the content. You do not. Does it make it better? Does it make it easier? I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. Some people probably will tell you yes, because, oh, well, you'll have your grenades up more. You'll have your super up more. You have your blah, blah, blah up more. But it's like, do you need that? Do you really need that? Anyway. TLDR, the community's gotten so toxic. People forgot how to just have fun with things and leave the devs alone. They're doing their best to try to get this game in a playable state for everyone to have fun and do things. And if you want to play with me, where is it? If you want to play with me, there's my numbers. Go ahead and send me an invite. I'm down to play games with you, whether it be PvP, PvE, whatever you'd like. Shoot me a message, whatever. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. Just scrambled thoughts on this. Yeah, just try to have fun, guys. There's so much fun to be had in this game. You just gotta know what you're doing and stuff, I guess. But even then, I know people are gonna tell me like it's so hard to, everything's so confusing. It's like, it's on the screen. You just gotta read, man. Like, it's not too hard, and I'll explain it to you if you want. Like, I have the time. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you guys next time with more scripted stuff, I guess. See you later.